How y'all doing today? My name is Amir Cooper,
And my name is Ethan Palmer.
and today, who are we here with?
Jemiah Cutter.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Today, we'll be interviewing. Is that okay?
That's perfectly fine with me.
All right, EP, go ahead and get started with the question, my brother.
All right, let's get started. So, for the first question, how has education shaped your journey?
Education has shaped my journey because it made me have broader perspectives for different people, different walks of life, and just general different understandings.
And when you say like different perspectives on life, like would you say that education is important in shaping a person?
Most definitely. I mean, unfortunately, higher education is inaccessible for a lot of folks, but it definitely is essential. Specifically for me, I took a path down like sociology, which is pretty much understanding of like people's cultures, which is literally perspectives and all that type of stuff. So most definitely, it does help.
That's what I love to hear that right there. And you told us that you went to a PWI. What school did you go to?
I went to Kennesaw State University.
Oh, okay, Marietta. No,
Hootie
no, no,
hoo!
no. We just we know something about them. So how do you think your education has differed from you going to a PWI and now that you're in like an environment of HBCU? How like what does it differ?
I'll say the community aspect at a PWI, I had to really be intentional to find community, whether it's people like me, people not like me. But working at Albany State, it seemed like everybody's interconnected. Y'all don't have cliques, y'all don't have organizations beef with each other. Like I see people from a whole nother frat or sorority dapping up somebody else. I'm like, okay, y'all pretty cool down here. Y'all actually like each other.
Okay, so it's just a matter of showing love and everybody being equal to one another. That's what I'm talking about. And during your upbringing, were you able to freely express yourself to like the people you grew up around, like your parents or like friends?
I'll say yeah. My environment was pretty good.
Okay, and do you think that that shaped you into the person that you are today? Like, are you able to like be there for people when they need help?
Oh, most definitely. I was raised by my grandmother and my father. Like I said, Savannah, Georgia, outside of Savannah State. They definitely taught me how to be respectful, be mindful, and that's why I'm here and the stuff I do.
That's what I love to hear.
And as far as those conversations went, do you think like it helped you communicate with other people on a higher level?
Almost definitely. I will also say, being from the South, them being older, they kind of had their limitations, but kind of what you said earlier, the external education I got helped me push the broadband a little farther, and then also just taking initiative on myself. So, yeah.
I love it. And when it comes to like talking and forming friendships with other people, um, let's go the non people of color. Let's go the non people of color route. How do you feel when you speak to them? Like, do you freely have conversation? Do you click with them? And like, do you feel like you can share certain things with them?
Um, Especially coming from a PWI, I would say yeah. Funny thing, before I went to Kennesaw State University, I went to Anderson University in South Carolina, which was a predominantly white private Christian college, but I was on a full basketball scholarship, which is why I went there.
Baller.
So that also kind of forced me to be like have these conversations with people who don't respect me, who don't see me. So initially, I would resort to finding the people who are like me, but I had to like learn to not accommodate them, but actually have conversation with them. Even if they don't want a conversation with me, it's just learning different languages, how to speak to them, how to approach them, or know like when to be like, okay, I can't talk to this person. They don't want to talk to me. We just gonna keep moving.
I love it. And I got another question. How do you feel about mental health in the black community? Like, do you think it plays a really positive impact in shaping the person as well?
Ooh, I'm gonna try not to what do you call it? Deflect, not deflect. What is it called? Project my own personal stuff. But again, having a perspective of being like from the deep South, Black Christian roots. I feel like mental health is heavily important, but at least in my perspective, it's kind of swept under the rug or covered up by saying like, "Hey, just pray on it." And it's like, baby, we need a little bit more than just prayer. We need some therapy. We need to talk. But yeah, I think it need to be prioritized a little bit more.
And I definitely agree with you on that.
And what are some ways that you think people are like in community? What are some ways that like us students? What are some ways that we can bring each other together closer to where we build stronger bonds to know that everybody's okay and to know that everybody's like treated fairly?
I say be open and honest with your emotions and feelings. I mean, by all means, you can't spill everything out to a stranger, and you shouldn't. But for the people who actually say they're there for you, and even if you're saying you're there for your peers, you actually got to show up. I know we all busy sometimes, we all stressed all the time, but it's just a matter of making time and pouring energy into the things you care about. Oh, hello. Because the same way that we say that we could go home and get on the game that we want to, or we go up and show up to work, we show up to class, we put energy into, we got to do the same thing for our community and for our peers.
Hey, that's a strong message right there, and I appreciate it. So, do you know how to cook?
Yeah, I know how to cook.
Okay, then. Okay. Then. So, what's one of your favorite dishes?
Sound basic, but some chicken Alfredo. Actually, that might be a little too on the spot for chicken Alfredo. I'm gonna just say Alfredo.
Okay, then. Okay, then. All right. So, we got another question for you. Okay. Okay. So, like in your classes, like with the professors being like, was it a majority black? Was it a good mixture of them? And how did that play a difference in like how you interpreted your education?
That's a good question. At both universities, mostly it was a mix, but 9 times out of 10 at PWI, most of them was white, unless you take a specific class, which would be. Now I want to say because you teach African studies, you have to be black. But if it's something like that, something about like social justice studies, is 9 times out of 10 a person of color or something like that. But at both universities, which both were predominantly white, most of my professors were white. And like I said, I had to learn to step out of my shell to have those conversations because I noticed like my peers who are on my basketball team, who was also predominantly black, they were like, I don't want to have this conversation. My professor, like, this white man does not know the struggles of me, and he's intentionally ignoring and deflecting. I'm not about to go the extra mile. And I'm like, you know what? No, I got to go the extra mile to make sure that he knows where we coming from and what we need. So at least for me, I know I had to go extra mile to be heard, to get me the accommodations, etc. But I know for a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with that, they just didn't feel comfortable with doing said stuff.
Okay, so you just had to get your point across to them with being respectful, though.
Of course.
Okay, 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 okay. You got any insight about that, my brother?
You know, I really love that. I love the way you mentioned basketball as well because it is my favorite sport. And to know that you had a team full of like African Americans or people of color, like it's really great to see unity in the sport. I love unity for one. So the fact that you took initiative to go ahead and still speak to those professors despite the insight from your teammates, it's like I love to see things like that because it takes a lot. It takes courage.
And that just goes to show about like how the community plays a good role in that too. Like you had your predominantly black teammates, y'all were able to all come together and know that it's like y'all have to say something before it's like it becomes a problem. And we appreciate you for your time. We truly appreciate you, actually.
Truly.
And it was wonderful talking to you.
Same to y'all. Y'all have a good day and everybody stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
Peace and blessings,
Peace and
y'all.
blessings.
We appreciate. Thank you.